Jinkies. Oh man. Is that a helicopter on my roof? It is a helicopter on my roof. Who put that there? Oh man, speaking of my coworker. Oh my gosh, I just said Jinkies and my coworker just sent me a picture. Oh, that is so adorable. Her daughter's going to GalaxyCon. Man, I wish I was going to GalaxyCon. I was just talking about my coworkers too. They are so awesome. I told you, man. They're beautiful, beautiful people. I love them all. Let's go ahead and jump back into this. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get this going. Let's get it going, guys.
Rhymes Arcade, Rhymes Arcade, where the games get played and the games get saved so they can be played on another day. Rhymes Arcade.
Boom, beautiful. All right, back with part two. I didn't take a super long break. Just wanted to grab a little more coffee and do a little vegetables for breakfast there. Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Mr. French, Mr. Raw, whatever you want to call me. Uh, Sebastian Dix. That should be my new name. Welcome back to the show with Sebastian Dix. I wonder how long I'll be able to rock this out here. It is the first couple days of spring here. Uh, it's only like the 22nd of March, so we're fresh into it. And I was going to go somewhere with that. But we were just, where was I going with that? Oh my gosh. First couple of days of spring. Oh, I do know. Okay. How much longer are we able to hang here? Because yeah, PlayStation is supposed to be, as man, you should never eat too many vegetables for breakfast, people. Those sons of guns over at PlayStation, what am I trying to say? Are going to be pausing and eliminating all of their PlayStation 4 updates and stuff. There we go. Okay, so yeah, so I don't know how much longer I'll be able to hang out now that it is spring. Like I said, we are officially into the first couple of days, and according to the news on the interweb, starting in the spring of 26, which is now, PlayStation will no longer be doing updates for their PlayStation 4 titles as far as like their online things go. I don't know if this is like if there won't be like if this will still exist or if there just won't be any more upgrade. I don't know what it means. I do know that I talked about Friday the 13th a lot in the last video, but that's a great example. That's a title that I mean for years it's been available even on the PlayStation 4 when the PlayStation 4 was only available, and at some point they stopped their online system with that. So now when you put that game in, if you go to play it online, it just doesn't go anywhere. Like you can only do the offline options. So I don't know if I will even be able to jump into here at some point. You know what I mean? Like if I load up one day and it's just like, nah, there's nothing here for you, buddy. Which is sad because my PlayStation 5, GTA 5 doesn't have one nearly as many cool like apartments and vehicles and all of that stuff. Um, but the character just isn't as cool either. And I have not been able, like, this is a great design for this character. It's a great avatar for me. It'd be one of those things like if you were to bump into me as a real person and saw this, be like, oh yeah, dude, this is crazy. Like, what's up, Robert? This is wild. This kind of looks like you just digitized yourself and put you in the computer. um, So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that means. If I have to like kind of tweak something, if I just maybe come up with a character for PlayStation 5, if I'll even be able to get in here. It's been something I've been kind of wondering what that looks like, but um, something I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, just mentioned my coworker messaged me going to GalaxyCon, really eerie. I just like I said Jinkies right before that, and her daughter's going as Thelma. Um, and I was just actually talking about my coworkers and everybody I work with and how amazing they are. And that just kind of goes to show you that even on a day off, just kind of hanging out, doing my thing, they're just right there, giving me little shout outs, little messages. I was saying in the last video, a coworker of mine, and it was actually two ladies that, like I said, have really helped me and coached me through um, my start. It's just like an associate and everything. Um, were really awesome and surprised me with some nice little knickknacks, a couple of little cards and little notes. I mentioned like I got a little Spider-Man plush. I love him. I do. Like I watch TV with him, and he's really big. It's like one of those big like kind of like squish. What's not a plush? It's like a squishmallow. I keep saying a plush, um, but I think really it's like a squishmallow is really the correct word. And he's just big and soft, and it's like man, just like watching TV, just kind of hanging out. Pop some Buffy the Vampire Slayer on or something, and he is amazing. Um, been watching a lot of Buffy actually lately, and what a great show! Really devastating. I just got past season 5. Um, Joyce's character just passed away in the show, and God, what a gut punch that was. But I've been really enjoying it, and I've never watched it before, so this is like a first time watching that and Angel. And I really have to give a shout out to my homeboy, whose beautiful voice you hear at the beginning of these episodes, um, for showing me that or turning me onto that television show. I really have been enjoying it. But some sad news with that too, since we are just kind of doing some updates. Excuse me. Just like I think on the 19th we lost Chuck Norris. And then just a couple days ago, we lost Nicholas Brendan, who played Xander on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So super sad news. But just wanted to kind of throw that out there since it is pretty recent and pretty sad. And then of course too, the Buffy pilot reboot got canceled and just a rough week, rough time for Buffy fans, man, and especially for myself, just being a Buffy fan. The season 5 um, run and plot pieces and stuff really wrecked me. Actually, kind of taking a little bit of a break, and I want to, but now I'm kind of feel like with Xander, his character um, or actor passing, I kind of want to play tribute to the character and kind of jump back into the show. But I found season 5 like really heavy, and I'm just trying to like digest it and kind of process it. It's interesting when you do binges. It's not the same as when you watch it live, and like go through it. Like you have a week to kind of process these things, and I'm kind of like watching it like back to back to back, just like making myself an emotional wreck. And then you have a whole summer to kind of process and go, okay, let me prepare for the next season. And I kind of need to do the same. I kind of need to take a break and kind of pause and just give it a give it a little bit of a rest there. But so, and that's another thing too. And then I have like again back to my coworkers. Um, they are amazing. Like I said, I have this great Squishmallow to watch my TV with, and just a beautiful card that went with it. And then just like a few days ago, about a week later, uh, another one of my staff surprised me with a little sticky note card and a cool little fidget toy. And I'm just like, what is going on? Like, why are you guys so sweet to me? I kind of make the joke like, am I dying? Just is this how y'all are telling me? Y'all know something I don't know. But the note was about how, and I can actually go through the story. It's actually a really cute story, I think. She's an older lady, and a lot of times we play music up front. I have a very lively front end when you walk into the front door, and other people have even said, like, your branch is alive. Like, you walk into some branches, it's kind of quiet, kind of thing. You walk into Tuckahoe, and Tuckahoe has a vibe. Like, there's some music playing in the back, and there's a little bit of a social piece all up front. And God, oh, God bless you. Like, our branch is so beautiful. The people there are such a cool vibe. I'm so lucky. But um, this lady doesn't really like, like rock or even, like R&B or anything like that, pop, really. She likes classical music. She likes some piano or like some smooth jazz. It's just something like soothing, something relaxing. I love that too. I, I can't tell you how many times GTA on the Game Boy has a channel. I think it's called like jazz or smooth jazz or something like that. I can't tell you how many times I've hooked up my Game Boy to my stereo and listened to some smooth jazz over the speakers. Okay, I get it. So the other day we're at work and it was kind of quiet, and we don't always work together either. Like, we have some shifts together here and there, but we were working together on a Sunday, and so I noticed it was kind of quiet. So I put on some music, and I put on some like classical piano and something kind of soothing. And she turned and was like, "Robert, do you just put on my music? Did you put this on?" And I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Do you listen to this?" And I was like, "Well," I was like, "I listen to everything." I was like, "I'll listen to anything that's." I said, "I have culture." That's always a line from Seven. Got culture coming out our ass. They like playing the classical music in the library. Um, was it what did that come from? Oh yeah, that's right. The guards are playing cards. The guards are playing cards around the table, and they're smoking cigarettes. And Morgan Freeman's character comes in, and he's like, "With all of this knowledge and all of these books around you, you gentlemen choose to play cards." It's like talking about culture and no culture with us. And then the guy stands up and hits play on the radio, and the classical music starts playing. It's like, we got culture coming out our ass, so whatever, something like that. Anyway, um, so I enjoy classical music as well. And when I put that on, she was just like really appreciative of it. And um, she left me a little note, and the note said something like, "Thanks for like kind of making me feel seen," and that her music is everything to her. I was like, wow, that was really sweet. And then the fidget toy she got me was really amazing. But then as I went to go thank her for it, we got to talking, um, and of course, I'm a big mush, like my squishmallow. So I was already kind of tearing up. But she said that, well, she got me the fidget. She goes, "Well, I got that for you because you remind me of my granddaughter and how you guys both kind of like to play with things, and your desks always have like little knickknacks and toys." And that's something that it meant a lot in the moment. But as I sat at my desk later and was kind of looking around, I realized, like, when she sits down at the desk at the end of the night and we're doing our kind of like our paperwork for the end of the evening and whatnot, and kind of, or setting up in the morning and getting the paperwork done for the openings, she probably looks around my desk, and she does. She sees all the little Lego things and the Spider-Man this and the little knickknacks, and she's like, she's seeing me as well. And it was something that just really meant, so like I saved the note and I look at it, and it just really, oh man, it's a great reminder, and just evidence that, I am doing the right thing. Like, my staff feels appreciated. My staff feels seen, and so much so that they feel like the need to do this, and they don't have to. It's like, um, the other day, and I text a couple of them. A great guy that I feel like me and this guy, we would have gotten in trouble in school. We're very close in age. He's probably one of my newest members on my staff, and just a great guy. And we actually find ourselves like in the evenings watching TV, just kind of shooting the breeze back and forth through text messages, and kind of like, "Hey, what are you up to? What are you watching? Oh, I love that movie. Oh, I've seen that. Oh, I've played that." Or Um, and just judging from the music, the albums we listened to growing up, like I said, the fact that we were so close in age, we probably would have hung out and we probably would have gotten into some trouble growing up, which is a great thing. And so another reason why, again, I'm just kind of lucky to have all this, the staff. We'll even or video things like that. And, um, I have kind of like a counterpart that I work with who helps overseas department and kind of helps when I'm not around. Like he's going to be in today, taking care of things while I'm not there. And so I went ahead and ordered him and I a couple of books, the same book. I figured we could kind of read it together and kind of go through it together. And like I said, just a couple of my staff are just really awesome individuals. We talk about Buffy and we talk about Vampire Diaries and we talk about you know Smallville and all these just very cool shows. And um, it's oh man, I'm just really fortunate. And oh gosh, where was I? I was going somewhere with that, talking about the young man who I text with and chat with. Um, oh, and I think I was just going to say that like um, he and I were chatting the other day. Yeah, that's exactly. He's super just like complimentary. Just like he's just he's just doing my job, and I think that's what I was getting at. And he's like, "Oh man, thank you so much for showing me this, and thank you so much for showing me that." And then he was asking me yesterday. He's like, "You hitting the gym?" And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I'm on my way there now." And I said, "I've actually got to hang out, and I'm going to help um, close up." We had some stuff go on yesterday. It was pretty brutal. And I've got a chunk that I'm going to jump into. I'm going to kind of save that for the next video because I want to have plenty of time, and I'm not running into a mark where I'm getting close, but I do like to ramble and jump around, and um, I want to make sure I have plenty of time to really get into this. Um, because I have a friend of mine kind of going through something right now too, and I want to leave plenty of space to talk about that. But he is super complimentary, just always like hyping me up and making sure I'm going to the gym, making sure I'm getting my workouts in and stuff like that. And yesterday was kind of a brutal day. I was hoping to get out of work and do a few things, but um, just my one of my supervisors had a funeral to go to, um, and we had a few different people call out in the morning, afternoon, and we didn't have like a building supervisor in the evening. A ton of stuff going. It was a lot happening. So I actually went home, took a couple hours, hour and a half break, and then ran back to work to kind of work out for a little bit, just kind of help support and close everything up. And so he was asking me, he's like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, are you working out? And I'm like, yeah, I'm up there now. And I was kind of telling him, like, I'm going to kind of hang out and help close everything up. And he was like, damn, dude, you're just a beast. Like, you don't stop. And he's just like, you're awesome. And again, like, just people were like, oh, thank you so much for doing this. Like, this is my job. Like, I enjoy genuinely what I do. And as much as I'm sure they do appreciate me, like coming back and hanging out, making sure everything goes good, I just can't imagine sitting at home watching TV because that's typically what I'll be doing if I'm not working, as I'm just either reading comics, reading Stephen King, or watching some animated or superhero show. Excuse me. Um, so yeah, why wouldn't I head back and excuse me, head back and help out, um, or just be available? if anybody needs me. There's a young man who had to kind of stay late and do some like certification classes and some things. And before I left, I was like, well, I got you. This is done. You're good here. You're straight with that. And then I said, I'm gonna leave my number. I said, if anything happens, give me a call. And we've been talking about different. This is a young man I've gotten to know over the last few weeks, and he's been there time after time doing different classes and certifications for us. And so here's my number. I'm gonna leave it up front. If you need anything, you know, reach out. And he goes, well, I might just hit you up anyway, dude, if that's all right. I was like, no, please do. And he's actually the guy who gave me the book recommendation that I'm getting for me and my counterpart. And that's just, I guess, what I was going to say. It's just so cool. Like the people that I work with, no matter what the situation is, I just find myself really blessed with some amazing, amazing people. Um, it really makes it hard to have a bad day when it it comes to it, but it is tough because it takes up a lot of my time. Sometimes I'm kind of like, man, I wish I had more of a social life, or you know, I joke about like what dating is like and how frustrating that can be, but it's like, God, it's like, do I even have time to date? Would that even like really fit in my wheelhouse? And it's so silly, but it's very much like a and I'm not to say like Spider-Man, like out there saving the day and stopping the world from being taken over, but it is kind of like, that same mentality I had with the teens where I don't know that I really want that because having like a relationship and all of that, it is very time consuming. Having like a big, strong social life, you can't be there for those people. It's like the relationships get strained. You know, you see it all the time with like cops and stuff where it's like they spend so much time at their job and their families suffer because dad's never home and the wife never sees her husband and all of that stuff. So um, it is kind of nice to have that freedom and to be able to be there, almost in a sense of like, again, I hate to compare myself to superheroes and stuff, but Batman, just that single guy, and as soon as the bat signal hits the sky, he's able to stand up and go, all right, well, I'll be there. And it's a really cool feeling. And I think it would be different if, like I said, the reciprocation for what I do wasn't there. But to show up every morning and to get that appreciation and just, random cards and gifts and things like that, and just these amazing conversations with the people and the members who come in and the people that I work with. Uh, it's truly, truly amazing. What is this? Oh wow, that's so cool. Um, so yeah, it's just one of those things where like, um, even my buddy who I've been, like I said, I message from with work at work and stuff. He's just like, dude, you're lucky, man. Like not everybody's able to find that, and I really am. I really truly am. And a lot of it goes back to just making that decision to give up alcohol. Like that was just one of those things where I was like, um, this isn't helping me. I've talked about this a little bit over the last couple of weeks because really we're coming up on the anniversary of when I decided to stop drinking. About 4 years ago, I made the decision, and it's been about three and a half since I've had a sip. There was a few ups and downs throughout that, but um, I can say for about 3.5 years I haven't touched it. I don't think about it. I don't miss it, and I think that's where it all started. I think making that decision has really put me where I'm at today, when I was able to find my home, my why, where I belong, you know, why I exist, my why, you know. Not everybody's able to find their why. Some people just walk around forever going like, I don't really know, I don't know what I'm doing. It's like I know what I'm doing, I know why I'm doing it. It's just there's not a doubt in my mind every morning when I wake up like what I'm supposed to do, you know. Sometimes I don't always want to do it. Sometimes I want to, just crawl back in bed and give myself another 5 minutes or so. But at the end of the day, it's amazing what I'm able to do just by being there for people. And that's just something I've say time and time and time again. You have to you have to be there for people, and you have to show up and be 100%. You know, if not, just don't do it at all. Just stay home, hang it up, crawl in bed, and just give up. Something I've been, when I did the teen thing, and when I did my career day, and anytime I've given any advice to anybody, it's always just show up at 100% or more if you can. But yeah, I want to jump in and talk about this 4 years ago thing, but we're going to do that in the next video because we are running short on time. My alarm's going to go off here in just a few minutes. But like I said, it's March. We had a lot going on. First day of spring. Um, we had Friday the 13th, and in between that, we had St. Patrick's Day, and uh, it was 4 years ago on St. Patrick's Day. Actually, the day before St. Patrick's Day, my ex had that talk with me, and on St. Patrick's Day, I decided then I was going to give up drinking, and it was an amazing, amazing decision. But I'm going to talk about that a little bit more in just a second. I'm going to take another break, maybe get a little something to eat for breakfast, and then we'll jump into that and um, some more serious news and topics. So make sure you hit that like, share, subscribe to this, comment down below. Let me know how you're doing, and take care of yourself, take care of each other. Until next time, don't spend that quarter anywhere else. See ya later. Peace out, guys.